Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Samantha Souza, certified nutrition coach with the National Academy of Sports Medicine. I'm here to talk to you guys today about nutrition in isolation or quarantine. There have been a lot of people posting on social media, because what else are we doing, about health, nutrition, problems being home all day, constantly going to your pantry or fridge and fearing the dreaded Corona 15. It's funny to talk about, but it's actually something pretty serious. So today I'm going to be talking about tips and tricks and things that maybe you should consider in terms of your mental relationship with food during this time of isolation and quarantine. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in watching, then go ahead and give this a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe below if you haven't already, and let's get started. Okay, so what's difficult about being home all day is that your mind is bored. You're bored. You constantly go into the kitchen and try to eat something, find a snack, because you think that that's going to take up your time. And this is the number one thing that I see, whether we're in isolation or not, is just using food for entertainment. Food is not entertainment, it is fuel. Not to say that going out to eat with a friend or your family or your significant other is not super fun. It is, but what makes that situation fun is the experience. Going to a new environment, tasting food that you wouldn't necessarily make yourself at home, being with that group of people or that person in a different environment and getting to share that experience. Sitting on the couch with your hand inside a bag of Doritos and just shoveling it into your mouth while you watch TV is not an experience.
Sorry.
Don't try and tell me that it is, because it isn't, and we all know that it isn't, because that's why it's mindless eating. If something is a mindless activity, it can't possibly also be an experience. So next time you find yourself wandering into the kitchen, ask yourself, are you hungry or are you just bored? I talk to my clients daily nowadays about hunger because they're home all day and they are telling me and reporting back to me, hey, you know what? I'm hungry. I'm more hungry than normal, which is weird because I'm getting a lot more calories than I was. Because again, this is a topic for another video, but calorie deficits are not how you lose weight exclusively. So a lot of my clients eat a surplus of calories than compared to what they were eating before. Different topic, different video. However, in theory, because they're eating 700 calories more than they were when they started working with me, they shouldn't be hungry, right? Which means it's probably an emotional or mental response. I constantly ask my clients who come to me saying that they're hungry during this time of quarantine, are you hungry or are you bored? Are you hungry or are you feeling the urge to eat? Because those are two completely different things. So ask yourself, am I hungry or am I bored or feeling like food will make me feel better? This brings me to my second topic, is if you are eating not necessarily out of boredom, but for an emotional response. You feel like this bag of chips, bag of Oreos, cookies that I'm making are going to make me feel better. I can pretty much predict and guarantee that that's not the case, and you know it already yourself. Food is not therapy. So food is not entertainment and food is not therapy. Anybody who eats a food intending for it to fix their emotional issue at the time knows on the other side of that journey that it didn't help. If anything, it makes you feel worse after. Not only does it physically make you feel worse, but it emotionally makes you feel worse. You get mad at yourself for doing it. You feel like garbage. Did you see that? You feel like garbage. And it's just not a good situation. And yet, we as a collective of people do this all the time. We never stop breaking this pattern, and we think the next time, you know what, maybe this time it'll make me feel better, and it doesn't. And we have to just stop thinking that food is therapy. It's not. You know what is therapy? Therapy. So in terms of boredom or in terms of food as emotional therapy, what I advocate my clients to do is to do something that will fix your mood. So for a lot of people, it's working out. I know that in isolation, that is not necessarily a possibility right now, at least not to the extent that it would be normally. I know when I was in a bad mood, I would go to the gym and it was just the biggest stress reliever. It allowed me to process all my thoughts and then move on, focus on myself for a little while. Now I advocate for my clients to read a book, watch a video that your whole family enjoys. It will take you out of whatever is plaguing you emotionally, stress is such a huge part of what we're all going through right now as a collective, and managing stress is going to help you manage your diet. So yes, get into a book, get into a movie or a television show. Binge TV, don't binge eat. It'll take you to another world outside. It's escapism. I love reading, maybe even a magazine. Get out of your own head and manage your emotional problems that way, not with food. Circumvent that now, because all that's going to do is add another thing to your plate that you have to worry about because you don't feel healthy and you don't feel good about yourself. So avoid that. That's not the solution. Dive into some books, go outside, get some vitamin D, go for a walk 6 feet apart from somebody else, and hopefully after you do those activities, you'll feel a little bit better. Another tip I would say is don't buy foods that are unhealthy, because you are stuck at home, and the hardest thing to do is have a bunch of highly palatable foods in your pantry and then tell yourself that you shouldn't eat them. It's a lot easier to avoid junk food if you don't purchase it in the first place. It seems very simple, and yet here we are. What's funny is the healthful foods when I go to the grocery store, meats, healthy dairy, vegetables, fruits, those things are plentiful at the grocery store. In fact, those things are starting to go bad because we have so much of them. What is going away, which makes me sad, is when I go into the inner aisles of the grocery store and it's the chips, the bread, things like that that are not healthy, that are not going to give you the body of your dreams and make you feel great from the inside out. Those are the things that are gone, and I think it's because those are comfort foods. But ultimately, you're not setting yourself up for success. You are actually setting yourself up to feel worse about the state of the world and your life in general by eating foods that aren't serving you and are not promoting health from the inside out. So my best advice for that is just don't purchase those foods. You will eat what you have in your house if that's all that you buy. Makes sense? I eat whenever I'm hungry. I only keep foods in my house that are nutrient dense whole foods. So I can eat whatever I want and I don't have to worry about it, because all I have here are things that are on my protocol that I feel are helpful for me and are gonna make me feel my best and make me perform my best. So yeah, stop buying junk food if you don't want to eat it. It's not that hard. Common sense? I think so. Another thing I advocate for during this time of isolation is meditation. Focus on things that in your meditation that you want to put forward and bring to the forefront. I want to be more positive. I want to get a handle on my nutrition. I want to go outside and do some jumping jacks or hit workouts. There's so many things that you can do to boost your body and boost your mind right now, because we have all the time in the world for most of us who are stuck at home. So also, just reframing your language, even I do it too, saying stuck at home is going to create little bits of stress in your body that will end up raising cortisol, make you want to eat, trigger hunger hormones, etc. So instead, you get to be home. How can we best utilize this opportunity to be home? And on that note, I want to talk about nutrition in general and creating a goal for yourself. This is not a time to just binge eat and not care and throw all your physical and health goals out the window. What I tell clients who are onboarding during this quarantine is that honestly, and this is what I hear from current clients who are already working with me, it's never been easier to track your food. You have no social obligations, you have no restaurants that you have to figure out what's in your food. It's just you at home. You know exactly what you're putting in your mouth. It's never been easier to track your food if you are a food tracker. Or even if you're not a food tracker, you at least still know exactly what you're eating, and you're not dealing with social obligations like weddings, birthday parties, restaurants, dates, stuff like that. It's not a thing anymore. So it makes it 100 times easier to manage what you are putting into your mouth. My clients are having some of their most successful weekly check-ins during this quarantine. If anything, use this opportunity to focus on you, on bettering yourself instead of letting yourself go. Because at the end of this, and I'm telling you there will be an end of this, life might not be exactly the same when we're done with Corona, but there will be life after this. And do you want to exit this period of isolation feeling amazing about yourself and like you used this time productively, or that you just like squandered it and actually let yourself go? And I'm saying this simply from a internal health standpoint. I'm not talking about physical, I'm talking about your nutrition is dictating how healthy you are on the inside. And it's now more important than ever to manage your health from the inside with food. The number one comorbidity with coronavirus is diabetes. I did a whole video on this. It's my more recent video before this one. I'll link it up here. That is the number one comorbidity with coronavirus is diabetes. It's a nutritionally managed disease. I have helped clients reverse diabetes who were on insulin for 20 years. I've helped clients get off of blood pressure medications. I've helped clients regulate hormones so they could get pregnant. Food is medicine. So if you care about your health and you care about your well-being, take this time, this perfectly constructed opportunity to focus on what you put in your mouth. I'm saying this because I care. If you would like to work with me as your coach, I will have my website down below, nutritionbysamantha.com. The code YouTube gives you money off any of my coaching services, but this is not a commercial. This is just my advice to you. So to wrap this all up, food is not your friend. It is not to cure boredom. It is not therapy. It is nutrition. Food is used to sustain life. My little alarm clock's going off. If you want to live your best life, take this opportunity to fuel yourself the best that you can. All right, that does it. I hope this video helped you. Again, food is not your friend. Don't buy junk food if you don't want to eat it. Food is not therapy. Food is not there to cure your boredom. It is there to help you sustain life and be your free vitamin. You don't need a supplement, you just need to eat whole foods. If you like videos like this, don't forget to like and subscribe. Please leave a comment down below about how you've been handling nutrition in this whole period of quarantine and self-isolation. Watch some of my other videos about how to manage your physical fitness in terms of nutrition, and there are lots of other videos on my channel. Check these ones out right here, and I'll see you next time on my channel. Thanks so much. Stay well and stay healthy. Bye.